Welcome back, and I'm here to answer the question that might be on everybody's mind. I've seen a couple of comments, negative comments, by the way. Why C4? Why are you plugging this? Why are you doing this, doing that? And there's a simple reason why. When I was making my grind towards college football in high school, 15, 16, 17 years old, C4 was the only thing I could afford at the time. And not even like the cans or anything. I don't think those were out at that time. I don't remember ever seeing it. It probably was, but it was the only thing I could afford at my local CVS. $35 for a tub that would last me a month. At that time, I was getting $20 a week for lunch to go to school, and I just had to save up every 2 weeks, $40, and go get myself a pre-workout. And for me, was worth it at the time because I had to wake up at 4 o'clock, go get a lift in before school, go back home, shower, go to school from like fucking 7:30 to like 3:30, and then go to football practice at 4 o'clock. And so it was a connection that I made at the time. I was making progress in the gym, I was getting stronger, I was playing better on the field, and I was saving up my $40 a month to go and get this pre-workout because at that time it was one of the very few affordable ones. So that's why I have that connection there. I didn't want to save up for a month like $80 to get a $65 tub of pre-workout that'll last me a month as well. But C4 was one of the affordable ones that I could grab at the time. $35 plus tax, so you're looking at almost 40 bucks. Almost literally 2 weeks of saving and not eating at all, or not eating at school or not eating anywhere else to save up for that, because I was so in my mind so dedicated to going to the gym early in the morning, getting a good workout in, and needing that fuel to like power through my day. Because again, you get home from football practice at like 6, 7 o'clock, and you gotta do homework and you gotta do XYZ, and then you're going to sleep at like, if I was lucky, like 10 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock, and then waking up at 4 o'clock to get to the gym at 4:30. So that created that connection with me. It was affordable at the time as a high school student. Like I couldn't really afford anything else. I couldn't afford a $50 pre-workout. You got to budget, right? You got to budget. You got to do your math. Like, can I survive this week without XYZ? So then my mom started giving me a little bit more to not go throughout the week, because she started noticing that I was really serious about football. It was one of the few things at that time that I was really serious about. So at the end of the day, I have this strong connection with the brand. I love the brand. It gives me fond memories. So the fact that like I can give you a code to save some money off is just like amazing, because I wish at that time social media was big enough to do that. But you know, that's just my story. That's why I choose C4. That's why I love promoting the brand. It's because of those fond like memories of like me trying to grind my way to college football, which we did accomplish. We played 1 year, then we had different goals, and then we pivoted, just like anything in life. So sorry if I look sweaty. It just came out the gym. So hashtag fueled by C4. But yeah, that's my story on why I choose to represent C4. Welcome back. Today I'm here to talk to you about 2 high protein snacks that I enjoy. First off, this MyProtein crispy wafers, 15 grams of protein. Recommend, because this is the second time I bought this. So the first time I got it, I got this one in the chocolate flavor, but the vanilla flavor I like the best, and it was tasty, and it's 15 grams of protein, especially if you're needing a snack to get your protein in. This is the way to go. 200 calories, 15 grams of protein, not too bad. Next on deck, I've got the Keto Puffs loaded nachos from Snack House. And if you're craving chips, this is the thing for you. Each pouch is 110 calories, and also another 15 grams of protein. You don't have to be keto to enjoy keto snack. Honestly, it's one of the best protein chips or whatever that you may think of out there, better than Quest. I think Quest tastes like garbage, but the Snack House Keto Puffs, definitely the way to go. Let's talk about personal space. So some gyms love to do this. They love to put the machines or the equipment or the benches, the squat racks really close to one another. So I think it makes it challenging to keep a respectable personal space. So when you do that, and let's say somebody is in the middle of their set and you want to get in between the 2 machines or something and get to your machine that's right next to them, try to go around them as best as you can. Don't go in between the 2 machines. Like I said, some gyms have this habit of putting things way too close to each other, and if you do that, you run the risk of hurting that person doing their set. You know, it may not be a big injury, right? You might just bump them and they're like, "Whoa, watch out." Or you could bump them and they can drop the weight on themselves, or the machine could like fly back or something and hurt you. So I think just let's do our best to walk around people to get where we need to go. Again, this is something gyms need to figure out and to space their things better, because there shouldn't be 2 incline bench presses really, really close to each other with this much space for people to go through. And people love going through equipment. It makes it faster to get to where they need to go. But I think, gyms need to be better at planning where to put things, and just people just need to walk around it. It's safer for everybody if you just walk around it. Let's say you're doing a bench workout and there's 4 or 5 different places you can bench, and it's full, and you just finished racking your weight, and you're resting, right? Take a moment to be mindful of others. Be mindful of the people around you, okay? I always make it a habit when I'm not actively benching or I'm not actively trying to focus for my next set. I just take a look to my left, to my right, and I'm like, anybody need help? I don't offer my help. I just see if somebody's starting to lift the weight and it looks like it's gonna be heavy for them, or they're going nice and slow, so that means they're really working through it. I always keep my eye out just in case they need help with that last rep. So just keep an eye out for your people, okay? Let's talk about putting our weights back, ladies and gentlemen. One of the biggest things that can lead to never probably coming back to the gym is feeling that there is not enough equipment to go around for everyone. Me personally, I felt that, and I went out and bought my own 2.5 pound plates because it just felt impossible to find 2.5 pound plates, and it was really kind of not stopping me doing what I'm doing, but I had to really make 2 or 3 laps around the gym before I found one, let alone 2. What I think causes the problem of people not wanting to return because they always feel like the gym is packed, there's not enough equipment to go around. I think it's just the lack of people not putting their stuff back. So please put the weights back where you at least think they go. So if you found some 25 pound dumbbells and you go back to put it in the 25 pound dumbbell slot and there's 100 pound dumbbells in there, honestly, at that point, just find the next appropriate slot, really. I think just put it in its general area, and I think everybody's going to be okay. Here's a common gym mistake you can do as a new gym goer. So you got your membership, you parked your car, you got your parking validated, hopefully. You got your cool outfit on, and you go and you want to use a machine. One of the things I've noticed the most as my time in the gym for years is people don't wipe down their machines before or after their workouts as much as they should. So when we don't wipe that down, especially after COVID, because everybody remembers COVID, remember that when that happened, but before then, people could still catch infections regardless of what COVID did or didn't. So you can get an infection on the back of your neck, on your back, on your butt if you're wearing really short, thin shorts. So really just keep that in mind. Really clean the equipment before and after your use, just because you don't know who's been on it. You don't know what's been on it. Some people use the bench to tie their shoes, right? So now there's outside bacteria wherever they've been throughout the day on the bench. So you don't want to put that on your skin, on your head, on your face. Some people, unfortunately, when they bench, they look back and forth to side to side or whatever. However your skin could come into contact with a dirty bench, don't do that. Just clean, wipe it down before and after your use, just to be safe for you. Not even to be courteous for everybody else, but for you, because you don't know who's been there, you don't know what's been there. Let's get a little bit truthful about the people who work at a gym. So when you walk in, you usually got your front desk staff. They might be some fit, happy people, right? Just to show you that, hey, we work out here when we work at the gym. And when you meet the personal trainers or the salespeople or the people behind the smoothie bar or the shake bar or whatever you want to call it, those might be some relatively fit people too. But let me talk to you about the real truths about the night crew or the cleaning crew throughout the day. Those are typically just people, maybe your parents' age, or maybe just older people who maybe have a little part-time job going on. So be mindful of that when you're going at the gym. It's awesome that you could press 10 plates on each side, but if you don't put that weight back, unfortunately, it's not you who has to do it and who has to quote-unquote suffer by putting it back, but it might be these nice cleaning staff and cleaning night people, who might have to work and put that stuff back. I noticed that when I was living in Baltimore, my LA Fitness, and I would see the cleaning crew come throughout the day, because I used to go to the gym when I was supposed to be at work, so 11 or 12, I would go, and I noticed that it would be these group of people who would just pick up the weights that the 4 a.m., the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. lifters would leave around and put them back where they belong. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're working out. Be mindful of them, because it's not you who's going to put it back eventually. It's going to be some older gentlemen or ladies who have to do that. So please be respectful of the gym. It is a shared environment, so please leave it better than how you found it.